In this video, we're going to go through the process of bringing in an AutoCAD file into Revit. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to Models, New Project, and I'm just going to use the default template file. We'll talk about templates later, but just going to use this for now and go OK. What this will do is it will use the template to set up the views, default views, and load in some annotations and some families, etc. so you can get up and running. So this is what you're typically going to see, and just to keep things incredibly simple, we want to bring in an AutoCAD file into our floor plan on ground floor. So you can see here it's shown in bold text. This is our ground floor view, and there's some default section markers and elevations. What we need to do is we want to import it, but we don't want it to insert it. We want to link it. So ideally, you want to keep it separate. You don't want to import it and have it embedded in your file. So a good rule of thumb is to go and hit the Insert tab, link CAD, and then navigate to your file. So I'm just using a small house demo here. Some things to note is you can bring in DWG, DXF, DGN, SAT files, SketchUp files natively. You can also preserve the colors or keep them black and white or invert them. You've got your layers and levels. You can also go a bit further if you want to specify which ones you want to bring in. I'm just going to go all. This one will detect what the units are. Because it's symmetric, but there are auto detects, and you can start to customize that if you want to convert things. If someone hasn't drawn things quite right in AutoCAD, you can correct lines that are slightly off axis. We're just going to orientate to the view. It's going to the ground floor, and at the moment we're going to use positioning auto origin to origin. Now there's numerous other things you can get into, like shared coordinates, especially if you're bringing in CAD files maybe from a Civil 3D platform or center to center. But for now, just leave it on the defaults and go open. And this is linking the file in. And here it comes. So now, even if it's not in the exact right location, don't worry about this for now. You can unpin it, just that little pin button, and move it to here if you want. There are other things you can get into where you can locate it accurately. This is when you get into the coordinates. But for now, this is what we're brought in. So this is linked. We're not using a shared site here. If you want to look at the properties, you can go to Edit Type, and this will tell us that it's imported in by millimeters. That's the scale factor. It's all good to go. Other things you can think about doing here is you can query. So with it selected, you can go to Query, and you can query some of the layers. So let's say I don't need this one here, which is a hatching layer. I'll query it, and it's going to tell me some information, the layers, the levels, etc. I can actually hide that in view or even delete it. I'm just going to hide it for now, and that will turn off that layer. So that's basically it. Really simple and easy. Just cancel out of that. Hit escape a couple times to cancel. That's how you bring in an AutoCAD file into your Revit environment and then turn off some of those layers.